What's up, you guys? Welcome to the 2021 official NPC Motherlode competitor meeting. We know 2020 was a crazy year, and we thank you guys for getting out, getting through it, and we're really excited for a somewhat normal event. While we're not 100% there, we're definitely on the way, and I'll get into some of those details of what you can expect that's going to be a little bit different and what you can expect that's going to be normal. And we'll make sure you're really prepared for this show coming up this weekend. First, I'm going to go through some of the basics. The first is our main hotel is the Renaissance downtown Reno. Now, this sold out really quickly, so we have a second hotel called Whitney Peak, which is located just about 3 or 4 blocks away from the host hotel. And the host hotel is located a couple hundred feet from our venue, which is called the Pioneer Center for the Performing Arts. Now, one thing we ask is that by attending this event, you agree that you've done a COVID self-assessment. That means you've checked yourself for temperature and different COVID-related symptoms like coughs and such. And if you have that, to please refrain from coming to the event. Also, that you agree to wear a mask while in public areas at all times. So that's a registration. It's inside the hotel and it's inside the venue. Now, you don't have to wear a mask at one time, and that's when you're on stage. We're really happy that no center podium show has ever required athletes to have to wear a mask on stage. But you will have to wear that mask right up to the second you stand on stage. And we have a sanitized table right there. You drop off that mask, get on stage, do your thing, and as soon as you step off stage, you put that mask right back on. Your cooperation with this is a huge help, and it's going to make sure that this event is successful and that we don't get shut down by the health department. That's going to be an important thing, so we can all get the trophies by the end. Now we have a number of other things regarding tickets that I'll get into in a little bit, but I want to start with your arrival. You're either going to arrive at Renaissance or Whitney Peak. Both have valet parking and some have self-parking. So you'll do that as soon as you arrive. Some things to prepare for is that we have a microwave room. It's actually located in the Bluebird room on the second level of the Renaissance Hotel. And in fact, everything that you need to do takes place on the second level of the Renaissance Hotel. This is where we have tanning in the room called Topaz 1. And it's also where we have registration in the gallery, which is actually on the way to Topaz 1 or the Bluebird room that I just mentioned, where the microwaves are located. All right. So first thing you're probably going to do when you get there is you're going to have your tanning scheduled and you're going to be preparing for your tan. So a few details to go over with tanning. Now, first, if you don't have an appointment yet, probably our tanner reached out to you and it may have gone to spam. So you can go on their website, which is martinispraytan.com, look for events in the menu, click there, and you'll be able to schedule your tan online. I recommend you do that as soon as possible because these spots are filling up fast. When you go, well, I guess I'm going to start first. Before you're tanning, you want to have a couple things in mind. You want to loofah your skin, loofah or scrub it hard for several days. You want to remove any dead skin, and that's going to help prepare your skin to really absorb the tan as good as possible. Before tanning, so between your shower and tanning, you want to make sure you put nothing on your skin. So no perfume, no deodorant, no lotion. You want nothing on your skin. Again, you want to make sure that tanning absorbs evenly and well into your skin, so you look really good on stage. So when you go, I recommend you wear long sleeve, long pants, and loose clothing, like a tracksuit, something along those lines. It's really important that we protect the hotel, we protect their furniture, we protect their walls. It's a really nice spot and we want to go back again. So that's important that we all participate in making sure that we take care of the property. Don't sit on furniture once you're tan. If you're using the toilets, cover them up and so on. Also be careful in your hotel room. Again, cover the toilet when you're using the toilet. Be conscious of the furniture and your sheets especially, because they will charge you for damages. If there's excess cleaning or sheets need to be replaced or furniture needs to be cleaned, you are going to get charged for that. And I don't think that's I don't want you to have to spend your money like that. A lot of people will sleep in long clothes, long sleeve clothes, long sleeve pants, or you can bring your own sheets. And, a lot of people do that to protect the sheets as well. Now, One thing that we are super strict about is that there is no spray tanning allowed in hotel rooms. If spray tanning is found in either of our hotel properties, you will be disqualified. There's been a number of promoters who've lost venues because this is happening. Now we know that there's these bootleg tanners around, these knockoff tanners. Some of them pretend they're the official tanner, but none of them are good news. And they're doing things like tanning inside our host hotel, and they're not doing a good job protecting the property, and they're not doing a good job providing you the tan that you're going to need to win the show. Now, these people, if they're found, they will be evicted. And if any athletes are found along that way, they will be disqualified. It's extremely important that we don't violate these rules. And again, I'm looking out for you guys. They're not allowed backstage. They're not allowed anywhere near the venue. So you're kind of on your own if you use someone like this. If you end up, getting a little dribble of pee and they need to fix that, there's going to be no one there for you. So there's going to be no one there to properly glaze you. Even if they have a coach's pass, they're not permitted backstage. No one is allowed backstage to apply tanning except for our professional tanners. We're doing it in a professional environment with tents and protection. So please follow those rules. I don't want you to get disqualified. We don't want to lose these venues. And one thing is sometimes they pretend they're us. So if you haven't booked through the website or directly with Martini Spray Tan, you have not booked with an official tanner. And some of them use our logos. We've caught them doing this. It's just bad news along the way, and we don't want to see you get duped by one of these clowns. So that's the tanning. Now moving on to some more fun stuff. We'll get into check-ins. Check-ins is actually pretty simple because this is your competitor meeting. So in the past, you've had to wait around for hours and hours while everybody goes through and registers, and then you have to wait for competitor meeting. Don't have to do that here. It's easy. So the way it's going to move is you guys are going to come in shifts. And we're going to start at 5 p.m. on Friday with men's bodybuilding, classic physique, women's physique, and fitness. Again, at 5 o'clock, it's men's bodybuilding, classic physique, women's physique, and fitness. Moving on to 5:30, we have men's physique. At 6 o'clock, we have figure and wellness. And then finally at 6:30, we have bikini. Now, some things to bring so that you're prepared so this moves as quickly as possible for you is I recommend purchasing your NPC card online ahead of time. So you can go to npcregistration.com, purchase that card, and then bring a screenshot or print it out so you're ready to go when you get there. So you come in, show your NPC registration card, and then we're going to give you your liability release form to fill out. You'll take a seat and fill that out. Then once we're ready for you to either height or weigh in, we're going to call you up. You're going to do that very thing, get your height and weight. We're going to jot it down on that liability sheet. And you're going to go up to the front table where you'll meet Chloe, our events coordinator, and she has all the purchases that were made, and she's going to be there to help you out. So she's going to verify any purchase you made, but this is also the opportunity to, say, change classes or add classes, add crossovers, add photography, add a coach's pass, things like that. And kind of on that note of crossovers, I really recommend doing as many classes as you can. The way I look at it is you've dieted for 12 weeks. Let's get as much opportunity to get stage time as possible. If you're on that stage 4 times, that's equivalent to doing 4 shows. So get out there, get that experience, get through those butterflies of the first time on stage, dial things in for your second one. And by the third one, you're just feeling good, perfectly dialed in. It's also a good time to try different divisions. If you're kind of in between figure and bikini or between bikini and wellness, it may be a good time to get out there, get in front of the judges and find out what they think you should do for your next show. And they'll always stay till the end of the show. So you can go and get feedback from them right away, or you can email them after the show, send them your photos that you got and get feedback that way. So a great way to really get feedback and help move forward in the right direction in your career. Okay, so once you've seen Chloe, you've dialed in all your purchases, you're going to get your competitor button. And your competitor button is your key to everything. So know your number. I'm looking at the number. Know your number so that when they call it on stage, you go, that's me. And then don't lose that because that's also your access to the event. Now, once you've gotten your competitor number, you'll check in with our photographer. You verify your photography purchases and make sure you're lined up. Give him your number so he knows to look for you when you're on stage. If you are in a division that has music, that is bodybuilding, classic physique, women's physique, and fitness, you'll check in with our DJ and you'll give him the music if he doesn't already have it. Now, you can upload that music ahead of time on our website or through Muscleware. If not, you can give it to him right there on a USB. One thing you're also going to tell him is whether you're going to start your routine off stage or in the middle of the stage. So that way he'll know when to hit play when you want him to hit play when you're doing your routine. After you've visited with them, you're going to get a big old bag from our sponsors, all kinds of goodies that's going to be free for you. So make sure you don't leave without your bag. And then we also have discounted center podium gear like this guy right here. And also Mother Lode t-shirts and things along those lines at a special rate just for you guys at the show. That's registration, real easy. Now, what I do recommend is bringing maybe a couple layers. You may be there for as long as an hour. I know when you're prepping, you can get cold, you can get hot. So, bring a couple layers to accommodate for that. Bring any food or water that you may need. We don't want you to, screw up your schedule because it's taking a little longer than you expected. So bring the things you need and you'll be good to go. And that's it for check-ins. I do want to go into some details on our products like makeup and tanning and such. We've talked about tanning, but if you book makeup on our website, you will have gotten an email from our head tanner, and that is from fufumakeup@gmail.com. She will have scheduled your appointment for Saturday morning. If you haven't heard from her, please reach out or check your spam first. It's probably in there. If not, please email her at fufumakeup.com. That's FOU makeup.com. Now, we are sold out, but you can email her and ask if she has any possible openings. Perhaps a cancellation happened and you might be able to still get in there. But any questions can be directed to Fufu. Now, I mentioned photos. Photos, really, it's the best shape you're going to be in your life. And you really want to get those. They're nice, beautiful, high resolution photos. There's no professional photography allowed in the venue. So these are just fantastic photos. I know the ones I got when I competed are some of my most cherished photos because I'll probably never look like that again. They're great of course, for your Instagram and such, but they're also great for sponsorship portfolios. And they're great for things like when you become sponsored and also to get feedback from judges. Having a high res photo goes a long way in getting really good feedback down the road. I mentioned tanning. You can still buy tanning on our website. You can buy that anytime, and I recommend you get that sooner than later so you can schedule an appointment that works for you. We also have coaches passes still available. These are going to be limited again because of COVID numbers, but they are still available on our website. We may have some available to purchase in person at the event. Now, a special note about that: if you bought a VIP coaches pass, you will have a seat in the audience. If you bought a standard coaches pass, you will not have a seat in the audience. So please keep that in mind. You won't be able to go out front. You'll only have access to the backstage unless you bought a ticket separately. All right, let's get into show day. That's where the fun really begins. As I mentioned, the venue is just a block away. It's super easy to get to, and you're going to enter from the back of the venue on South Center Street, which is actually even closer to the venue. You can see it from the hotel. So you enter in there, there's a set of stairs that brings you right to the backstage. Your access is going to be either your competitor button or your coach's pass. And I should mention that you should make sure to pick up that coach's pass at check-ins on Friday evening. Then you can make sure that you get in through that back door to access the backstage. If you book makeup, you'll also enter through this door to get to our green rooms. And again, those appointments start at 6 a.m., so you can get there as early as 6 a.m. Now, tanning on Friday takes place at the host hotel. Tanning on Saturday will take place backstage, so you'll also enter through that back door to get your final coat. And of course, that's where touch-ups will be, and our tanners will be there all the way until the last competitor crosses the stage to be there should you need any touch-ups, any corrections, and of course, glazing and things along those lines. And again, I want to remind you that masks are required, face coverings are required when you're backstage. Okay, our schedule is a little bit modified for COVID. What we've done is we've broken prejudging up into 2 sessions and we've broken finals up into 2 sessions. So it's going to start at 9 a.m. with men's prejudging. I expect it's going to last about an hour, hour and a half, depends on how many we have for our final numbers. And then from there, we actually have to close the venue for an hour where we sterilize everything, and then we reopen it at noon, which is when we're going to have women's prejudging. Same thing. I think that one's going to take about 2 to 3 hours. We have a lot of women in this show. And so that's going to go from about 12 o'clock to 2 or 3-ish. And then again, we have to shut down the venue, clear house, and sterilize the audience area. We're going to start back again at 4:30 p.m. for men's finals. And then we're going to have women's finals at 8 p.m. Now, I'm going to get it. Now, tickets are very limited right now. You may have heard for the men's tickets, we have about 100 left total, and only about 30 for finals. So I highly recommend buying those tickets as soon as possible. Unfortunately, the women's tickets sold out. The women's final session sold out in just 30 minutes, and women's prejudging sold out in less than 24 hours. So we've created a few alternatives because we still want your friends and family to be able to support you. So the first alternative, you know us, we always have a great live stream. You can get our live stream. It's available at tv.centerpodium.com. You can get it right now if you like for $24.95. And a great live stream, HD, 3D, 3 cameras. And that's actually been upgraded where you can watch it on mobile or web, but now you can watch it on Roku, or you can download the Center Podium app in the Google Play Store and watch it that way. We also have a live feed viewing area at the Renaissance. And so the morning sessions are just $25, and that's going to cover both prejudging sessions, men and women. Then we have an evening session. Again, it covers both men and women. This one's $50 because it includes our cheat meal gala. And the cheat meal gala is where we are serving pizza and nachos and hot dogs and donuts and ice cream and all kinds of goodies, plus a cash bar. So you can watch the live feed and enjoy all this great cheat meal food at the event as well. So we know how when you get out of the show, sometimes it's late. Not a lot of things are open. You're dying for that cheat food. This is your opportunity to have it. We're going to have it there till midnight. So $50, hang out with your friends, invite your family, eat a bunch of food, have a couple drinks. We'll have a blast over there right after the show. All right. So then we're going to get into actually getting on stage. But first, I want to cover a little bit on conduct. I keep saying, please wear long sleeves, long pants. We really want to protect that venue the best we can. It's a nice venue, and we want to be invited back year after year. Then if you bring anything in, so trash, they've made an exception for food for us. They usually don't allow any outside food in the venue. I explained to them, you guys need your prep food, and they're cool with that. But just please don't make a mess. Just throw it in the trash or pack out what you brought in, and really respect the venue. And the other thing I want to bring up is your conduct backstage. Really, one thing about Center Podium, it's a really supportive environment. Backstage is a lot of fun, and definitely look out for each other, keep track of each other, and be respectful and kind to each other back there. That really goes a long way in making everyone's experience really fantastic. So be a sportsman about it, and even if things don't go your way this time, stay positive. And I know a lot of people throughout the years have told me, it didn't work out what I wanted, but I still had one of the best times of my life. And that's what we want at the end of the day. All right. And the next big thing is please look at our schedule of classes and know where your class is. Follow it during the show. I always recommend looking at the class that is 5 before yours and listening for that, because we don't want you to miss your class. It's the worst thing ever. And I got to tell you, 2 people miss their class every show. So don't be those 2 people, so listen for that class ahead. We will be calling numbers and we will be calling names, but people miss it. They're in the bathroom, they've wandered off, they're so into their Instagram, whatever it is, they miss their class, and we've done everything we can to try to find you. So I recommend listening for that class ahead of your class and be there. And feel free to check in with the expediters. Hey, is my name on there? Am I good? Am I in the right spot? Is everything solid? Because if there is an issue, we can correct it as long as we know ahead of time. So really be accountable, get there in time. We're going to do our best to get you there, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to make sure you're in the right place at the right time. And again, if you miss it, there's no going back. There's no rejudging. There's no refunds. It's you missed it, you missed it, and that's the end of the story. So I hate to see it. I know how hard you work, so please be there on time. I can't stress that enough. So one thing, a question I get is does everybody go to finals? Yeah, everybody does go to finals. Everybody will pose at finals, so you're going to have your time on stage as well. Now, one thing we do at the Mother Lode is we have an opening act, and this year, since we have 2 final sessions, we have 2 opening acts, and we invite you, everybody, to join us in that opening act. So if it's the men's session at 4:30, we invite the ladies to also join in that opening act, and the same the 8 p.m. Women's session, we invite the men to join in that opening act as well. And you've probably seen some of the pictures from this opening act, the fabulous pictures where everybody's on stage and there's acrobats or all kinds of stuff going on and costumes. And it's really a fantastic time. People get really excited. I get excited. It's a good time. And all you have to do is follow the lead of our expediters. We have Boyana and Hope Harper out there leading you in costume. So you just follow them, do exactly what they say. And it ends up pretty awesome. And one thing I do want to stress, the first year people kind of didn't follow exactly and they kind of got in the way of the acrobatics. So please just follow them exactly and everybody will line out perfect because we do have some cool performers coming for this one as well. Okay, so down to the nuts and bolts. So prejudging. The way prejudging works is a couple things. First, I want you to remember that when you go out and do your presentation, hit your best poses, hit your best shots only. If you spend too much time out there, you start to show some of your flaws, some of your weak points. So show those judges your 2 or 3 best shots and then come off back to the line. So that's what I recommend, for every time you're up there. Show them your best shots and don't give them time to see your weaknesses. Sometimes people drag it out and the judges start rolling their eyes. You don't want to be that person. All right, so we enter from stage left. That is competitors left. So if you're looking at the audience, that's going to be your left. So that's where we come in from. When you come in, the expediter is going to guide you to the diagonal line where you're all going to line up. What's going to happen from there is the head judge is going to call your number in numerical order. So listen for your number. You're going to walk from that diagonal out to the center X. From there, you're going to do, like I said, your 2 or 3 best poses and then head back over to that diagonal. He's going to work his way through. And then when everybody's wrapped up, he's going to call out first call out. That's where he's going to line up 5 or 6 people and he's going to run you through your mandatory poses. All right, then he's going to do that through the entire class. Now, sometimes what may happen is he may bring out some people from first call out, compare them with people with second call out. You never know how it's going to go. It can really vary based on the number of athletes and the head judge, but this is kind of the basic nuts and bolts of how that prejudging is going to work for bikini and figure wellness and men's physique. That's going to bring me to how it works for bodybuilding, classic physique, and women's physique. So the way they're going to bring you out is everybody's going to come out to the diagonals, and then they're going to bring everybody in a line to the front judging line, and the head judge is going to do comparisons. So turn you, back to the diagonal, turn you, back to the diagonal, and you're going to hit all your mandatory poses. You may be called up multiple times, so please keep that in mind. And remember, when you're on the diagonals, by the way, you're still getting judged. You're getting judged from the minute you step on stage to the minute you're stepping off. They may look here, and then they want to compare you to someone on the left or right. So never lose your composure while you're up there. Okay, so that's going to bring us to, that's prejudging, and we're going to bring us to finals. Now, finals, I mentioned, is going to start with the opening act. And then after the opening act, it's going to, we'll start with bikini and men's physique. The way these classes work is everybody is going to go and do their presentation. Now, one thing to know, if you've done multiple classes, you're only going to do that presentation once. So if you've crossed over, there's no need to do your presentation 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, because the judge has already seen that. So you will go out in numerical order, and you will go out to that center X, diagonal to that center X. You'll hit your 2 or 3 best poses and head back off stage. We expect that to last about 15 seconds or so out there. If it's too long, you're going to hear the MC go, "Oh, thank you, Mary, appreciate it," and get off stage. You don't want to hear that, honestly. That means you've been out there a little bit too long. So keep that in mind. So you'll go out, you'll hit your pose, head off stage. If you're in the top 5, the expediters are going to hold you backstage. Now, once everybody's completed their turns, you're going to head out to that diagonal. The top 5 is going to head out to that diagonal, and the MC will call fifth through first place. You'll see, if you're in 5th place, you'll see a 5 on the stage. You'll walk over to that 5. If you're in 4th place, you'll see the 4. You walk over to the 4. We also have our expediter there who's going to show you exactly where to go on that stage. So we've called 5th through 1st. We're going to have our sponsor present that first place trophy, and they're going to present that, and then you, all 5, and the sponsor are going to take a photo together, and the sponsor will walk off, and then the 5 of you will take a photo together, and the photographer is going to give you the thumbs up, and you're going to walk off the stage. If you've gotten first place in a division that has multiple height or weight classes, so this is typically the open classes, you don't want to leave because you're going to be up for the overall, and I'll get into that in a minute. Finals for bodybuilding, classic physique, and women's physique. The way it's going to work for you is similar, but now you have a full routine. You have your predetermined music. You're going to go out there. You're going to pose for about 45 seconds to the routine that you choreographed, and head off stage. And the expediters will hold the top 5, and the top 5 will be brought again back to the diagonal, and then be called 5th through 1st. And each one will walk out to that front judging line. Again, same as bikini and figure and wellness. You are going to take the picture with the sponsor, and then you're going to take the picture without the sponsor, and then get that thumbs up from the photographer and step off stage. Now, the overall, if you've won the overall, we're going to hold you back till the end, and then we're going to bring out the first place winner from all the classes. So you will be now compared. You're going to be live judged, and they're going to run you through all of your posing, and then you're going to go into a pose down, and we're going to do pose downs for all of the divisions. So we'll do a bikini style pose down as well as a bodybuilder style pose down, while the head judge and all the judges are making their final decisions. You'll then be brought back to the diagonal, and the judges will bring that result on a little piece of paper to the MC, and the MC will announce first place. If you won that overall, you go out to that first place position. If you didn't win, you'll actually step off stage. And now you are going to take your picture with the sponsor. You're going to take a picture without the sponsor, just you alone. And then you're going to have a short little interview with our MC. So the MC will come out and meet you at the middle of the stage. And this is your opportunity to answer a couple questions and maybe give a shout out and some thank yous to the people that supported you all the way up through this event. Now, if you did win an overall, we ask that you stay to the end of your session so that we can do a photo with everybody, all the overalls together. Alrighty then, that is our overalls. That is the show. So after you're done competing, you are going to go to the gala. We're going to have a lot of food. We're going to have a couple drinks. We're going to have some fun. But also during the show, we have a whole bunch of vendors, and the vendors are going to be out front of the venue. I think we have about 20 or so. And this can be accessed without a ticket, which is pretty cool. So your friends, family, whether they did the gala or the viewing, or they have tickets or don't have anything at all, they can all enjoy the vendors. So please go out there, visit them. Thank you for their support, because what they do helps us do what we can do with this great production and cool trophies and great performances, and get you a first-in-class product. So give them a thank you. And you can also see who they are on our website. If you go to centerpodium.com/bodybuilding-promo-codes, we actually have a bunch of deals there as well. So we hope you enjoy the show. And if you do, we hope you join us at some of our other shows. We have the West Coast Classic coming up on June 19th. That's at Agua Caliente Resort in Palm Desert, which is located very, very close to Palm Springs. This is where we held the Ferrigno Legacy. It's really just a fantastic venue. I think you're going to have a really good time. Then we move on to the Dexter Jackson Classic. That's going to be July 31st in Jacksonville. Of course, Dexter Jackson, Mr. Olympia himself, is going to be there. We have the Tahoe show coming on August 14th and 15th. 2-day show this year. We have free tanning at the Tahoe show for the first 100 athletes who register. So jump on that. I think we're at about 75. So don't wait for that because that'll go quick. We also have IFBB Pro Bikini at that event. Coming into September, we have a new event called the NPC High Roller Royale. We haven't locked in the exact date, but I can tell you that's going to be in Las Vegas. Doing that with my friend and partner, Mark Anthony, the first ever Mr. Olympia in men's physique. That brings us on to the Legion Sports Fest, which takes place October 22nd through October 24th. This is going to be the biggest NPC IFBB Pro League event on the West Coast. Also just the biggest fitness event on the West Coast, sport festival on the West Coast, where we have about 11 sports. We have the biggest Masters IFBB Pro event in the world. We have about 50 classes, every Masters class with a cash purse. We have 6 open pro events, including IFBB Pro Bodybuilding. It's going to be a very exciting show. And then we have a full NPC National Qualifier. The Pro show also is a higher tier show, so pros get higher points. So we're going to really see some fantastic pros coming to this event. 150,000 square foot expo, and like I said, about 10, 11 sports. It's going to be a really fun weekend, and that's in Reno, Nevada. From there, we go to New Mexico, to Albuquerque, and that's going to be November 13th, where we have our Albuquerque, our New Mexico National Qualifier. And after that, we go overseas with a new show. Haven't talked about it much yet as we finalize the details, but we have a show in Kazakhstan. From there, we go to St. Petersburg in Russia for a regional, and then we wrap up the year in December with our IFBB Pro Qualifier. So, hey guys, I'm really looking forward to seeing you this weekend. I hope you have a fantastic time. I can't thank you enough for coming out and being part of this event. And hey, we'll see you in a few days.